alpine skier, I've participated in the Winter Olympics on 4 occasions, held in many beautiful ski resorts around the world. The Turin Games stands out for me. But no matter where the Winter Olympics are held, they hold a life-changing and memorable significance in my life. My previous experience has resulted in an invitation from the British media to participate in the coverage of the next Winter Olympics, which is to be held in Beijing, China in February 2022. I hope that I'll be in a position to report on the scene by then. Following this call-up, I've taken a closer look at the forthcoming Games, and I've come across a few very interesting facts. For example, the Beijing Winter Olympics will have the most balanced ratio of male to female athletes in any Winter Olympics so far, which is incredibly interesting news for me as a pioneer of women's sport and equality. As an advocate for sustainability, a huge concern for me is the environmental impact. I've read reports and learnt from friends involved in the planning that it will be a green-friendly event. Following the 2012 London Olympics, which was the first large-scale sustainably managed Olympic Games, I've heard that Beijing will introduce the first sustainably managed system that covers the field and scope of the Olympic preparations in its entirety. I'll be interested to see how this is achieved and if it's something that can be used for future large-scale events. Some features of this approach really stood out for me. For example, the buses that will transport the athletes are all 100% hydrogen energy powered vehicles achieving 0 emissions. Apparently, absolutely all of the electricity used to power the Beijing Winter Olympics will be green energy generated entirely by wind and solar power. A place called Zhangbi grassland will be the wind energy power generation base for this Games. What's more, I've heard that most of the individual venues at this Games will make full use of existing structures with few newly constructed buildings. We know that hosting the Olympic Games in a green environment is what the International Olympic Committee is committed to promoting and delivering. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the marvel of a completely green Olympics in Beijing in 2022. Of course, what we're most concerned about right now is the COVID-19 pandemic. It has affected so many of us all over the world. And with restrictions in place here in the UK, it makes foreign travel so difficult at the moment. The athletes I know have had a tough time getting around the world to compete at different Olympic qualifying events, but they're still really excited to compete in Beijing. A friend of mine working in Beijing told me that living in Beijing almost feels like normality has returned. Apparently you can go to dinner, you can go shopping, travel, watch sporting events and attend concerts freely, almost feeling like there isn't a pandemic. It does reassure me though that if I go to Beijing to report on the Winter Olympics or watch it, the organisers will have made it as COVID safe as possible. I'm very much looking forward to the Games, enjoying the culture and hopefully sightseeing whilst in China.